The Battle of the Caudine Forks, fought in 321 BC, was a significant and humiliating defeat for the Roman Republic during the Second Samnite War. The conflict took place in a narrow mountain pass called the Caudine Forks, Furculae Caudinae, near modern-day Montesarchio, Italy. The Second Samnite War, 327 to 304 BC, was a prolonged conflict between the expanding Roman Republic and the Samnite tribes of central and southern Italy. The war was part of Rome's efforts to assert dominance over the Italian peninsula. By 321 BC, the Samnites, under the leadership of Gaius Pontius, sought to strike a decisive blow against the Romans. The Roman consuls of that year, Titus Veturius Calvinus and Spurius Postumius Albinus, led 2 legions to relieve the town of Luceria, besieged by the Samnites. The Samnite leader Pontius devised a cunning plan to trap the Roman forces. He spread false intelligence, leading the Romans to believe that the Samnites were besieging the nearby city of Luceria, and that they could relieve it by marching through the Caudine Forks. The Caudine Forks were a narrow, wooded gorge between 2 steep mountains, with only 2 entrances and exits. The Romans, unaware of the trap, marched into the pass. Once inside, they found both exits blocked by Samnite forces. The Romans were trapped with no means of escape or possibility of a pitched battle. Realizing their dire situation, the Romans attempted to negotiate their way out. Gaius Pontius consulted his father, Herennius Pontius, who initially advised offering the Romans free passage to foster goodwill. However, Gaius rejected this counsel, and instead decided to humiliate the Romans without bloodshed. The Samnites demanded that the Romans surrender and pass under the yoke, a symbolic act of subjugation, before being allowed to leave. With no other options, the Romans agreed to the terms. The entire Roman army, including the consuls, was forced to pass under a yoke made from 3 spears, a humiliating experience signifying their defeat and subjugation. The consuls were also compelled to agree to a treaty that temporarily halted the war, although the Roman Senate later refused to honor this treaty, claiming it was made under duress. The defeat at the Caudine Forks was a major blow to Roman prestige and morale. It exposed the vulnerability of Roman military strategy and highlighted the cunning and resilience of the Samnite forces. However, the Romans quickly recovered and resumed their military campaigns against the Samnites. In subsequent years, Rome restructured its military tactics, improved its strategic planning, and continued its expansion across Italy. Despite the setback at the Caudine Forks, Rome ultimately emerged victorious in the Second Samnite War, solidifying its power and influence in the region. The Battle of the Caudine Forks remains a notable example of military strategy and the use of psychological tactics in warfare, illustrating the complexities of Roman-Samnite relations during this turbulent period in ancient Italian history.